Today's yoga practice will focus on finding crow pose. So crow pose is the arm balance that I first learned to do when I was deepening my Vinyasa practice. I like to call it the gateway pose of all arm balancing, just because you're starting to strengthen out your arms, find openness of the hips, as well as strengthen your core. Hope you guys enjoy. 2 blocks will be your props for today's practice. Start off by setting your props towards one edge of your space. We'll save them towards the end of our practice. Meet me in a reclined position. Lying flat on your back, go ahead and bend your knees towards your chest. Lace your fingers to your shins. Ball pose. Slightly tuck your chin towards your throat. Neck is nice and long. Go ahead and sway from side to side. Keep your low back planted to the earth as best as you can. Start to feel this massage to your low back. And as you're swaying from side to side, feel free to play around with range of motion. So maybe you start to send your knees and toes a little bit closer to the earth each time as you rock from your left side over to your right side, and then vice versa. And feel free to point and flex your toes right here, waking up your feet. At the top of your next inhale, bring yourself back to the center, tuck your chin towards your throat, forehead reaches towards your knees. So nice and heated in your ball pose. We're starting to warm up the low core area. So it's that muscle that's underneath your belly button, your transverse abdominis. From here, let's go ahead and keep those knees nice and close to our chest. Keep the low back planted. Maybe lift your head a little bit closer to your knees. Nice. And go ahead and exhale. Send your shoulders, neck, and head back down to the ground. Meet me in happy baby. Start off by sending your knees towards your armpits. Hands can come to your feet or your ankles. Sway from side to side once more. Option right here to straighten one leg and then the other. Keep your low back planted, giving yourself a massage. Inhale, bring it all the way back to the center. So we're going to release our hands from our feet. Bring your arms towards the insides of your legs. From here, tuck your chin towards your throat. Hover your head, neck, and shoulders. So we're finding a reclined crow pose to start off. Let's go ahead and point our toes right here. You can keep some space between your arms and legs, or maybe start to rest your elbows towards your knees. On your next exhale, can you press up, lift your torso higher up towards the ceiling? Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hover down to 1, 2. Can you keep your low back planted towards the earth? Exhale, lift up to 3, 2, 1. Inhale, hover down to 1, 2. One more count. Exhale up to 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower to 1, 2. Nice job. Go ahead and touch down with your head, neck, and shoulders. Hook your thumbs. Reach your arms up overhead. Extend your legs out long. Big morning stretch. Breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale to release. Bend your knees back towards your chest. Lace your fingers to your shins. Let's go ahead and meet in a tabletop pose. So you can rock up onto your sit bones. Plant your wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Curl onto all 10 of your toes. Hover your knees. Can you keep your back nice and flat, eyes looking forward right here? Finding your bear pose. Again, we are firing up in the low belly muscles, starting to add some strength to the arms right here. If your wrists are sensitive, you can walk your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. Ground down in your index finger and thumb. Keep your eyes looking forward. On your next exhale, go ahead and crawl back with your right hand and left foot, followed by the left hand and right foot. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. So it's opposite hand and foot right here. As you're crawling backwards, again, feel that good heat build to your low belly muscles. Keep your eyes looking forward the whole time. This movement can be as big or as little as you'd like. Again, we are waking up the arm strength as well as waking up the core, keeping our neck nice and long. Maybe you start to find a rhythm. You can inhale, crawl forward towards the top of your space, and then exhale, crawl it backwards. Go ahead and meet me in the center of your mat. Go ahead and lower down onto your knees. Pressing onto your hands, send your glutes towards your heels, extended child's pose. One round of clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. And an open mouth exhale. Can you feel your low back get nice and elongated? It's going to travel all the way up your spine to the top of your head. One more round of clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. Sealing your lips, come back into your tabletop pose. Go ahead and curl onto all 10 of our toes. Press up and back into downward dog. Option to walk your big toes together to touch. You're looking back this time towards your belly button or kneecaps. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up high to the sky. As you exhale, crunch, knee to right armpit, hinge forward. So we're stacking the shoulders over the wrists. Nice and strong in your tiger crunch, twice more. Inhale, sweeping your right leg all the way back. Exhale, knee towards right tricep. Maybe this time around you start to bend your elbows. Can you stack the elbows over the wrists? Once more, inhale, right leg up high to the sky. And exhale, knee towards tricep. Top of your next inhale, right foot meets your left. Exhale, back into your downward dog. Relax in your facial muscles, relax in your breath. Top of your next inhale, sweeping your left leg up high. Exhale, crunch, knee to left armpit, glide forward. Twice more. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to left armpit. Option to bend your elbows right here, any amount. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky, straightening out into down dog splits. And exhale, crunch, knee towards your armpit or tricep. Maybe bend your elbows. Inhale, stepping your left foot back to meet your right. Exhale, send your hips up and back. Top of your next inhale, bend your knees, lift your heels. We're going to look towards the top of our space. As you exhale, gently hop or tiptoe to a forward fold. I always like to walk my feet to hip width distance apart. Start off with a slight bend to your knees. Fly your hands to opposite elbows and sway from side to side, ragdoll pose. At the top of your next inhale, halfway lift. Press the backs of your hands against your kneecaps. Hold for the exhale here. Keep your back flat, spine is long. Inhale, hook your thumbs to your hips, bending your knees, lift your head and chest, chair pose. For today, let's slide the hands in line with our shoulders. Ball your hands into fists. Feel this stretch to your wrists and forearms. Rock onto your toes right here. Go ahead and spread your fingers. Inhale, lifting up any amount, awkward chair. And exhale. Send your glutes close to the earth. Can you keep the heels lifted? One more count to inhale, lift it all the way up. Strong in your toes. And exhale. From here, bring your hands to heart center. Start to walk your feet wider than hip width distance. Point your toes out in opposite directions. Yogi Squat is where we meet. Option to bring a block or two underneath your sit bones. You can set your block on its medium or low height. And again, 1 or 2 blocks based on how you can feel steady and supported. Now, in your yogi squat, you can feel free to stay grounded from your toes all the way to your heels. Can you start to lift your heels as an option? Keep those thumbs to your heart center. We'll take 1 round of clearing breath. Inhale, breathing in to 1, 2. Open mouth, exhale to release. Gently sealing your lips. If you lifted your heels in your yogi squat, bring the heels to touch down against the earth. On your next exhale, we're going to start to squat waddle towards the back of our space. So, option 1, I'm going to start to lift your heels, step back with 1 foot and then the other. Take your time with this one. Again, we're using the low belly muscles. We're lifting up with the pelvic floor as we walk each time. Option 2, if you want a little bit of support, you can bring blocks underneath your hands, slide back, 1 foot and then the other. So at your own pace, your exhale, bring it all the way back towards the back of your space, and then inhale, walk it all the way back forward. So we're working on the openness of our hips, the strength of our core, as well as mobility in our ankles and shins. Can you keep the heels lifted the whole time? One more count right here. Exhale, bring it all the way back towards the back of your space. Keep those heels lifted, steady and strong. Eyes are looking forward. And inhale, bring the feet all the way back to the front. Maybe you keep the heels lifted the whole time. Maybe you lower and lift one heel and then the other. On your next inhale, let's bring it all the way back towards the center of our space. Back into your Yogi Squat. We'll start to play with our crow pose. So option one, if you haven't done crow pose before, set your blocks on their lowest height in front of your feet. From here, hands are going to meet the blocks. Triceps are to the insides of your legs. Keep your eyes looking towards the top of your space. We're going to focus on shifting our weight forward, so into the toes, lifting our heels. And starting to create a shelf with your arms. So the legs can rest against the triceps. Now, as you do so, maybe you start to lift the heels and hips just a bit more. Triceps underneath the thighs. Play around with lifting one set of toes, pointing them, and then lowering them. So alternate your feet right here. Can you come to stack your elbows over your wrists? Relax in your facial muscles. You're ready to take flight in your crow pose. Again, we keep our eyes looking towards the top of our space. We're lifting our heels away from the earth. Maybe we start to lift one set of toes, followed by the other. Strong 90-degree shape to your arms. Can you ground down in your index finger and thumbs? Maybe play around with bringing the toes closer to your glutes. Don't forget to breathe right here, steady and strong. Take a moment or two to play around with your crow pose, blocks underneath the hands. Another option is to play with crow pose, no blocks underneath the hands. So the setup will be the same right here. Hands will high-five the earth this time around. I keep my gaze looking forward. I'm going to draw my inner thighs in towards one another. So keeping that contact with my knees and triceps. Maybe right here I lift one set of toes, followed by the other. As I start to build that shelf with my arms, keep that strong 90-degree shape to your arms, stacking the elbows over the wrists. Maybe you start to lift one set of toes, followed by the other. Stay focused in your low belly. Eyes are looking forward, breath is strong. And take your time with this one. Maybe you want to bring your toes closer to your glutes. Relax in the jawline and the throat. You can take another beat or two to play around with your crow pose, no block. Another way to get into your crow pose is to bring the big toes together to touch. This time around, the knees are pressing the backs of the triceps. So you can start to walk your hands a little bit closer in for this one. And again, the setup is the exact same way. Eyes are looking forward. We start off by building that shelf with the arms. Can you stack the elbows over the wrists? Start off by lifting one set of toes and then the other. And if you want to take full flight in your crow, you can start to lift one set of toes followed by the other. Can you send the toes closer to the bum? Relax in the facial muscles. Breath is steady and strong. Nice job. Take another beat or two to play around with your balance right here. Keep the eyes looking forward. Keep the elbows stacked over the wrists. And maybe you come to find that you want to start to straighten out your arms any amount. On grounding down in the index finger and thumbs, low belly is engaged. Nice job. When you are done with your crow pose practice and play, let's go ahead and meet an extended child's pose. Knees can be close or wider than hip width distance. Send your right arm forward, thread the needle. Left arm underneath your right. Pressing into your hands, eyes are looking up towards the ceiling. So notice if your hips want to bump towards the right side of your space, keep your hips square. One round of clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Nice job sealing your lips. Switch it out. Left hand reaches long. Thread the needle. Right arm underneath your left. Can we send the heart and eyes looking up towards the ceiling? Glutes draw closer to your heels. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Nice job. Now you're welcome to find your corpse pose Shavasana, laying flat on your back if you are looking for more of a longer rest. Otherwise, if you are ready to be guided out, meet me in an easy seat. Bent at the knees, crossed at the shins, palms at heart center. Bow your chin towards your chest, sealing your practice. The light, the love in me, sees and honors the light, the love in each and every one of you. Namaste.